They announced Victoria's promotion at 10:15 on a Tuesday. Vice President of Operations, $195,000. A $65,000 jump from her director salary. I clapped with everyone else. 23 years of practice. What they didn't announce came at 4 p.m. Marcus Chen from HR slid a paper across his desk. $15,000 retention incentive, spread over a year, for 11 years of training the woman who just got $65,000 more. I signed it. Marcus looked relieved. He didn't know I'd stopped arguing 14 months ago. My name is Harold Whitmore. I'm 51. I just watched my trainee leapfrog me while I got a quarterly tip. I joined Meridian Freight in August 2013, supply chain architect. Victoria Caldwell came in March 2014, 23 years old, business degree, zero logistics experience. Her first project with me, a $200 million supply chain restructuring. I spent 10 weeks teaching her tariff codes, FDA requirements, compliance frameworks, evenings, weekends. She confused basic concepts. I covered her mistakes, fixed her errors, walked her through everything until she understood the reasoning, not just the steps. By year 4, she was competent. By year 8, she was skilled. I brought her to client meetings, introduced her to my network, coached her on presentations. She delivered my frameworks with polish. Executives saw her, not me. By 2021, Victoria was Director of Operations, $115,000. I was Senior Architect, $122,000. $7,000 difference, 11 years of experience gap. I mentioned it to Marcus in my review. Harold, you're invaluable technically, but Victoria has client-facing skills, leadership presence. We need different talents. I stopped asking for promotions after that, started documenting instead. Every framework, every relationship, every hour spent training her and 8 other juniors. Because I understood, institutional knowledge only matters if the institution keeps it. The call came Thursday at 5:47 a.m. Douglas Harrington from Pacific Rim, $320,000 shipment detained by FDA, temperature violations, documentation failures. Victoria called at 5:53, panic in her voice. Harold, I need you. Douglas is asking about cold chain protocols. I can't explain the logic. He's threatening to terminate and report us. I designed those protocols in 2017, spent 6 weeks teaching her. She'd forgotten. I'll join. 6:02 a.m., 14 people on the video call. Victoria looked exhausted. Douglas looked furious. Your system failed, he said. Explain why. 41 minutes. I walked him through validation protocols, documentation layers, monitoring configurations. Halfway through, I realized I was doing it again. Saving Victoria, saving Meridian, for $15,000 while she made $195,000. At 7:16 a.m., mid-sentence, I stopped. Douglas, I need to step away. Victoria can continue. Disconnected. Shut my laptop. Margaret was getting ready for her nursing shift. You left? In the middle. Victoria can handle it. She's the vice president. My phone exploded. 23 calls, 31 texts. I went for a walk, airplane mode. Here's what happened while I walked. Victoria tried to answer Douglas, got the protocols wrong, contradicted the documentation. Douglas ended the call and emailed our CEO, Richard Holloway. Pacific Rim suspended their $5.2 million contract, filed regulatory complaints. By noon, I turned my phone on, 61 missed calls. Richard's voicemail, Harold, call me immediately. We need to resolve this. I deleted it. Marcus Chen knocked on my door at 12:47. I didn't invite him in. Richard needs you on a 3 p.m. call with Douglas. Victoria's the vice president. She should handle it. Harold, you designed those systems. Then perhaps Meridian should have considered that before promoting Victoria and giving me $15,000 to mentor her into a job paying $55,000 more than mine. This isn't about compensation. It's about a $5 million client. No, Marcus, this is exactly about compensation. You chose. Now live with the consequences. I closed the door. The 3 p.m. call happened without me. Richard emailed at 5:58. Difficult conversation. Would have benefited from your input. Translation: disaster. Victoria tried again, failed again. Douglas terminated the contract at 4:42. $5.2 million gone. Federal investigations pending. Monday morning, Richard's assistant called. 9 a.m. meeting Tuesday. Over the weekend, I called 9 former colleagues. 8 said their firms would hire me immediately. By Monday afternoon, I had 4 interviews and 3 compensation discussions starting above $150,000. Tuesday, 9 a.m. Richard waited with Marcus and Patricia Donovan, our COO. Serious situation. Harold, we value you. There was miscommunication about your role. The Pacific Rim situation was unfortunate. We should have supported Victoria better, Richard continued. She's vice president. Why does she need my support? Patricia stepped in. Your technical expertise is unique. Victoria has leadership skills, but she benefits from your depth. So she can't do her job without me? Marcus tried. We're offering $140,000, effective immediately, enhanced bonus structure. $18,000 raise, still $55,000 less than Victoria, for building the systems she couldn't explain. Generous, I said, but I'll decline. Harold, please, it's negotiable. What's not negotiable is my understanding of Meridian's values, presentation over substance. For 11 years, I believed competence would be rewarded. Tuesday proved otherwise. I stood, walked to the door, turned back. I trained Victoria everything she knows, built the systems, developed the methodologies, maintained the relationships. You paid me $15,000 to mentor her into a job paying $55,000 more than mine. That's why you lost Pacific Rim. You undervalued the architect, promoted the presenter. I cleaned out my desk, surrendered my badge. Home by 10:30. Margaret looked up. You quit? They offered $140 to fix their problem, while Victoria keeps her title for work she can't do. I declined. Another job? 4 interviews, 3 offers starting above $155,000. Word travels fast. Wednesday, 4 formal offers. Best came from Continental Supply Partners, $175,000 base, 30% bonus potential, $25,000 signing bonus. They wanted someone who could build supply chain frameworks for pharmaceutical logistics, someone who knew the market, regulations, and had client relationships. Someone exactly like me. I accepted Thursday, started Monday. Victoria lasted 13 months at Meridian without me, demoted to director at $98,000, resigned 8 months later. Last I heard, she's doing account management at $80,000. Meridian lost $8.3 million in revenue that first year, 5 major clients gone. They hired 4 new architects, but couldn't replicate 11 years of institutional knowledge. Richard called 8 months later, offered $190,000 plus equity to return as senior vice president. I declined. At Continental, I had respect. William Torres, the CEO, told me in my interview, we need someone who builds intellectual property, not just presents it. 22 months later, I was executive director at $210,000. 2 years after that, vice president of international operations at $245,000 plus equity. At 55, I'm earning more than I imagined, actually enjoying work again. What did I learn? The most dangerous employee to undervalue isn't the complainer. It's the quiet one who builds your knowledge, maintains your relationships, generates your advantage until they stop subsidizing your mistakes. When they leave, they take the foundation everyone else stands on. You don't realize what you had until $5 million walks out during a 7:16 a.m. phone call. Meridian wanted to pay me like supporting cast while giving Victoria the lead. They learned expensively that I wasn't supporting her performance. I was the performance. She was reading my script. Sometimes the best move is walking away. Let them discover the cost of their disrespect. The moment you stop being indispensable to those who undervalue you, you become invaluable to those who won't.